In 1883, Robert Louis Stevenson published the novel Treasure Island, the story of a young boy with a map to a fabled buried fortune, only to get himself caught up with a ragtag bunch of pirates led by the peg-leg Lon John Silver, him and his terrible fast food. The story has been adapted countless times from TV shows and movies, and even giving us how we now see pirates in the media. Peg legs, eye patches, going arg. Arg, arg, arg. Arr. But after all these adaptations, something is missing. Something to give it that little bit of oomph to take the story to the next level. What could it be? Oh! I got it! Aliens. During the mid-80s, animator Ron Clements pitched the idea to have the story of Treasure Island set in space, to which CEO Michael Eisner said, "Nah, make that one about the mermaid." After that, Clements along with John Musker asked again, which Jeffrey Katzenberg this time said, "Nah, make that one about Aladdin and, the magic lamp." Pissed off as all hell, they went to Roy E. Disney and said, "Damn it, we want this Treasure Island in space." And he goes, "Okay, finish that Hercules movie and you have the go-ahead." And that, my friends, is how you conduct business. If you don't get what you want, just keep on asking after a favor is done. Go ahead, do it to your boss. Nothing bad has ever happened with that. So this was over a decade-long dream of these two animators, to take one of the greatest adventure stories and set it in space with brand new 3D animation techniques. This is gonna be a smash hit! After the release, nobody cared to see it. And why is that? A film adapted from an adored previous work with a massive budget from the biggest studio out there? Throw in some A-list actors and you get Cats. I'll save you some time, the joke was Cats. Lots of people compare this to the failure of Atlantis: The Lost Empire because they're both adventure films, but they do feel like different circumstances. This wasn't an original idea. It's based on a massively adapted story, just with a different setting. Let's go through this iteration. Young Jim Hawkins is a rebellious teen that loves in his off time to do daredevil stunts with his Sky Surfer. They try to make it all cool with the score, but if you change the music, Jim gets in trouble and it's blamed on his father leaving when he was young, while he helps his mother run a struggling inn. An alien pirate crash lands next to the inn and has Jim protect an orb before a swarm of pirates break in looking for it. Fleeing the inn, Jim and family friend Dr. Doppler see the orb is actually a map to the fabled Treasure Planet, full of untold riches. So Jim and Doppler rent themselves a ship with a captain and crew to set sail on the into space. Jim gets paired with half-cyborg cook John Silver, who he grows a bond with, but a devious plot is brewing below deck. So that essentially is the same story as Treasure Island, besides,
we became human.
Yeah. Aliens. Alright, so they made things relatable, Jim's dad going for cigarettes and never coming back, and a hard-working mother trying to make ends meet. But that's kind of where the character arc stops. Jim likes to do daredevil type things, and as a kid loved reading about pirates, but it never feels like Jim has this sense of adventure about him. Milo from Atlantis, for comparison reasons, does he look like a guy that can withstand a huge expedition? No, but he's eager. He's had this desire for his entire life. Jim just kind of gets thrown into it like, yeah, I'll do it to get money for the inn, and Doppler tags along because Jim's a kid. An unwilling participant in an adventure has been done plenty, but I felt they could have shown more with Jim's introduction instead of showing off Tony Hawk Pro Skater Hawkins over here. And as much as I love him, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's performance is pretty forgettable. So the story is more or less the same. Let's get into the characters. We discussed Jim and how he's involved here, but how about the others? We have Dr. Doppler, played by David Hyde Pierce, a brilliant but bumbling dog creature who is there to look after Jim, but most of the time is there for comedic effect. He's the I'm smart but have no idea what I'm doing character. Me when I stare at my college degree. We have Captain Amelia, a gender bend on the character of Captain Smollett. Brilliant, quick-witted, keeps things tight, perfectly like their book counterpart. Emma Thompson with a phenomenal job here. No notes. Side characters like Mr. Arrow, the first mate, Scroop, the vicious spider crab that is an obvious villain. Then we have John Silver, played by the late Brian Murray. Silver is considered one of the greatest literary characters ever, and this here is why this movie earns so many points for me. Everything about Silver in this iteration is fantastic. His mannerisms, his conflicted relationship with Jim and his crew, the things he can do with his cyborg arm, knives, guns, swords. Even the way they animated the excess chins, it looks just so soft, I want to touch it!
You need to calm the fuck down.
Okay, alright, that's on me, I'm sorry. Jim is our main character, but to me, Silver makes the entire story. A true pirate. A man bent on finding buried treasure at all costs, but unexpectedly builds a relationship with Jim and tries to convince himself he's not gone soft, even with having a cute little shape-shifting companion named Morph, naturally. Then there is Ben. Ben is based on the character Ben Gunn from the original story, who was a marooned pirate on the island. This one, however, is a loud-mouthed robot that knows where the treasure is, but his memory has been removed. Now, I do enjoy Martin Short. I discussed that in my Pebble and the Penguin video. Go watch that one if you wish.
Like and subscribe, guys.
But this character is just way too much for me. He's massively annoying, first off. He reminds me of Gertie from the Black Cauldron, but not as cute. And it feels like the animators just wanted to put a CGI character because Silver's arm wasn't enough, I guess. Yes, it is! It's cool as shit with all the contraptions and the sleek touch of...
Dude!
Okay, I'm sorry, that was the last one. But no, Ben definitely brings down the character quality for me. So the story itself is fine with some weird interpretations. The characters themselves are great, well, most of them, and the animation does look pretty. The last thing we'll talk about is the music. And here we have... Let me check my notes here. We got... Johnny Resnick of the Goo Goo Dolls? Yeah, you know, the Goo Goo Dolls. The ones that sing about knowing your name, the big machine, and heroin addiction? Put that guy in a Disney movie. I mean, Illumination heard Trey Parker's voice in Uncle Fucka and said, put that guy in Despicable Me 3. But again, just like every video in this series, none of these films are genuine musicals. The characters aren't singing. They just have a couple songs in them, and this one's no different. The two songs Resnick wrote are I'm Still Here, Jim's theme, during the middle of the film, and Always Know Where You Are for the end credits. They sound like, well, Goo Goo Dolls songs. Very pop rock, nothing like Disney, but hey, neither is this entire movie. Frankly, I like both of them. They're catchy and set the mood well, but they're nothing spectacular. So at the end of the day, is this movie a Disney treasure, or is it just fool's gold? Well, I'll say this. It may take some digging, but you could find some real pieces of 8 here. But there really isn't much more for you here, me hearties. When I first saw this movie, I thought it was great. An action-adventure film about space pirates and space treasure, space surfing, space sailing. Space! After the rewatch and with, adult eyes, it has its flaws. The story of Treasure Island itself is great. Taking some liberties with the settings and characters, sure, happens, but I think the execution with everything is just a little off. Some of the intentions feel off. Certain characters feel off. Some animation feels off. Everything is just a little off. Does that make it bad? No, because there are things that work here. The animation that works is wonderful. The characters that work are wonderful. The parts of the story that blend well with the space atmosphere are wonderful. So does that make it a good movie though? I'll say yes. Slightly. This isn't gonna knock your socks off with everything that it is. It doesn't feel like Disney's highest quality, but I did enjoy pieces of it, which is enough for reviewing. I won't say get your boat and set sail immediately, but if you have some spare time, getting lost without a map on this one isn't too bad. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tell me, have you seen Treasure Planet? What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, or enemies, I guess, and subscribe to my channel for more Disney reviews, animation reviews, and anything else I can come up with. Next up we have... Oh my god. Oh my god, he's returned! Welcome! Oh, he's not here yet. Oh, but he's on his way.